Hello, viewer. Welcome to today's episode of Women's View. I'm your host, Anne Moremi. We're in the month of February, and you all know February is a month of love. Valentine's is coming up shortly. So today's topic is going to be very closely related to that. But before I start, I just, of course, want to say that as a country, we are mourning the loss of our first president. So, condolences to the family. So today with me in studio, I have a very interesting lady, and I'll give her a chance to introduce herself. But today we're going to be talking about love, and the title is The Heart is Not So Smart. This lady has authored a book that is very interesting, and she's going to be sharing with us a lot of nuggets to do with what to look out for when you want to settle down with and get married, So it's going to be very interesting, and thank you so much for joining us. Remember that we're live on Facebook. The handle is GBS Kenya, and after this, we're going to be able to have the YouTube link on GBS TV Kenya. So keep it here. We also have an SMS line in the event that you want to ask questions or send in your comments. Please feel free and very welcome to do so, so that we can be able to have an interactive session. So enjoy the show. And let me give the guest this opportunity to introduce herself. Thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it's still morning, viewers.
Yes.
And condolences also to the Kakamega families on the loss of their children. My name is Jade Gishuri. I'm an author, I'm a pastor, I'm a counselor, and a mother to three, should I call them teenagers, and a young adult, yes.
Yes, actually they're almost exiting teenagehood, yeah? Yes. It's 13 to 19,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. But that's good. Congratulations for just raising up, children who are that old. That is very good.
God is good.
God is good. He's seen you through.
Yeah, he's a gracious God.
Okay. All right, so I have the privilege of knowing you a little bit.
Yes.
But one of the things that I'm very curious about is, and I tend to ask this to a lot of pastors who I've talked to on the show. When you were young, did you want to be a pastor?
Oh my God.
Did you grow up? Like, the way we want to be an air hostess?
No.
Or you want to be a pilot?
No. In fact, last year, around November, we met with some very old friends of mine. One of them is a close friend. She's been written the Ford. She's known me since I was 10 years old.
Nice.
And so with Pauline and another friend called Karim, who has also known me since I was, I think, 12, 13. So we're close friends from. So they look at me so they look at me like, so how did you end up being a pastor? Like we are still trying to understand how is it
the journey
30 years later so no, I did not.
Okay. What did you want to be when you were young?
Many things. There's a time I wanted to be an air hostess because my neighbor was an air hostess. There's a time I wanted to be a hotel manager. But then I think I leaned towards people because I ended up being a PA, a secretary, office manager. I did HR, which is just people. On the line. It's just people.
Yes, you're a people person.
I'm a people person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's good because when you're a pastor, you are a people person.
Yes.
Yes. So I think you're still in line with with what you love, you know?
Yeah, but I hadn't envisioned myself being put in a pastoral. So it had taken the Lord affirming the pastoral. No man can affirm it. Let me tell you.
But now that you're a pastor, do you feel like, yes, this is it, this is what I was made for? Do you still sometimes want to go back into HR, or do you feel it's like a comfortable, okay, that may be a tricky question, but
whether it's a comfortable.
Are you happy because are you like, oh, this is it? Do you feel you're in your right place,
Yes, finally I do. Let me say finally. It's
Finally,
taken quite a bit of, because I was called into ministry from a full-time job in corporate. Now for an insurance company for many years.
I can imagine.
So when I was called, it has taken me I've been in a pastor now for nearly 8 years. So it took me maybe the last 2 years when I can say, okay, finally. God, finally
brethren.
Finally, brethren, yeah. But a pastor really is just a servant. There's a fivefold ministries. The folds that the Lord gave: teaching, evangelist, shepherd, pastor, apostle. So that's all I do. So it's even in line with counseling, because I am there for people. I'm also a mediator.
Yes, you are.
So
actually, being a pastor, it's perfect for you.
It is. Because it really is.
You can counsel, you can mediate, you can be with people, and then I think you've been skilled because did you study HR?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so
yes,
that
yes,
is a very good
Yeah,
feeling. So
yeah.
I think Pole Pole too, and
Actually,
finally
that's
Fish.
true.
Yes.
We keep saying purpose is not a destination. Purpose is a process.
Yes.
So it evolves.
Exactly.
So if you allow God to keep, now I can see that.
Now
Before
you
I was
can
not
say that
seeing
because you're
it.
there.
But I think even now,
Yes.
it's to say I wouldn't be surprised if the Lord called me into something else.
Yeah, and you know
and
what?
keeps
Yeah.
moving me.
Yeah.
So I'm no longer fighting too much. I never saw myself as an author.
Yes,
really,
look
so,
at you.
Yeah.
And you know what? The thing is that I always say that they're the plans we have for ourselves, and then they're the plans that God has for us.
Yeah.
And of course, because He knows us, He just guides us gently. So who knows about tomorrow?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
But every day you keep thinking, oh yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, I can do this.
I never
This
thought
is
I'd
it.
be on TV show.
I know,
yeah,
look at
with
you.
Anne Moreni.
Yeah. So first of all,
So the
congratulations.
Lord, thank you.
Is this
I
your first
bless
book?
the Lord. It is.
Congratulations.
It
You know,
is.
I'm so happy to just be able to sit with somebody who has not just had a dream, but has had a dream, worked through it, and accomplished it. And the book is here, guys.
Yeah.
This is not an author in making.
No,
This is an author.
no.
So congratulations,
Thank
first of all.
you.
And the topic of the title of your book, The Heart is Not So Smart.
Yeah.
Very interesting topic,
I
very
know.
catchy.
Yeah.
What is it that made you want to title your book that way?
Yeah, I know everybody's like, is that a song? It is
Yes.
a DeBarge song, as
Yes,
we discovered.
yes.
Yes. It is a title of a song, but really, first let me say, it's taken, it's an act of obedience writing this book.
Yeah.
I would not have chosen to write it. I've shared a lot of personal stuff.
Yes.
Somebody in church yesterday who was preaching said, you know, Pastor Jade has shared some really dark
I know.
places that she's been in terms of relationships and in terms of my view of love and my view of love and the decisions that I made based on that view and the belief system that I had of love and of marriage. And so the book was not an easy thing to write completely.
You had to
but
open
it's
up yourself completely.
honestly, I even asked God, give me an assignment. Anything else?
Except this. I mean, let's talk about other stuff.
Let's
You know,
talk
I mean,
other
he's just
things.
zooming on. No, this is it. This is it.
Yeah. And it's not to say I don't talk about it when we're in small spaces. I just felt a book is like
I mean, it's
permanent.
It's
And it's to the world.
First of all, it's written.
Yes,
You cannot be
yes,
misquoted
yes,
because I can
yes.
quote you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I
very
know.
permanent. But I must say that I'm very happy that you obeyed.
Yes.
Because a lot of people are struggling in their marriages right
Yeah,
now, even those who are not married.
Yeah.
And I think that a large of the reason why that is happening is because a lot of people who have walked that journey of marriage have not been obedient like you and have not opened themselves up
Yeah.
to be able to mentor
Yeah.
and tell the ones who are behind or even ahead
Yeah.
the truth.
The truth, yeah.
And that covering up,
Yeah.
I think, is a lot of the reason why there's so much confusion and muddling because
Yeah.
nobody knows even whether this is okay, this is not
Yeah.
okay. Am I
Yeah.
the only one going through
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
people could be more open,
That's true.
it would help and sort out a lot of things. So
Yes,
first of
true.
all, I really commend you, and I'm so
Yeah,
grateful
I
that
thank God.
here we have somebody who has obeyed.
thank God.
And
I
now
thank
that you have
God.
obeyed, is it something that any regrets?
No,
Yeah.
you know, because even as I was choosing the title and even as I was writing the book is really written in a way that the things that I wish I knew before I was married.
Yes.
First of all, I'm divorced.
Yes.
I have been I've been divorced for nearly 14 years.
Okay.
So looking back, because after my marriage ended, I really searched, you know, I thought I'd done everything right. If you ask my girlfriends, they'll say, but honestly, I did feel like I did everything right. I did the usual way of doing, getting someone and, you know, liking, loving.
Yes.
So I wondered, so now the Lord allowed me to learn from my past some truths and lessons that I should have engaged in before I even started dating.
Yes.
So this book is basically a lot more for single women before you date, when you're dating, engaged, before you get married, or even early in your marriage years, because there's still time for foundation to be molded.
To be laid.
Yes, to be laid. So I've used my personal stories to show how these truths come to life and how I got to learn them, so that many young women, 20s, 30s would by God's grace, it will be one of the things that helps
Yeah.
to lay a better foundation
Yeah.
than many of the marriages that are ending up either in a very difficult one or even to the end to divorce.
Exactly.
So that's where the heart of the book is from. And so when I say the heart is not so smart, it's because I know we get married, the heart, a lot of feelings.
I know. Before you got
Yeah,
there, I must
yeah.
ask, can a man read this book?
Interesting, I have had men buy them and they have encouraged me.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
basically say this book is for women.
Yeah, it's because I am a woman, so I talk to women,
Yes.
and I feel I'm called to women.
Okay.
I feel called to women, but I've had men buy it because I also want to understand
Yes.
what a woman could be going through, even as they ask me certain questions.
Yes.
Because if any woman reads this book and they're dating anyone, they will definitely have a conversation with whoever they're dating with.
Exactly.
Because they'll need now to say, Allah,
And in
there are
that
some
way,
things-
the men
Yes.
are also brought in a way, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
I get what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah. I've got
like you
good
can't read
feedback,
it
yeah.
and then things are the same.
No, you
There'll
can't
be a
read it.
shift.
No,
And
there
of
must
course,
be a
the person
shift.
that you're relating with is
Yeah.
a man, so
Yes.
he's gonna get roped
Yeah,
in.
yeah, he
But
must
the-
get roped in.
But
Yeah.
nevertheless, men can also read it, and
Men
they
can
already
also
have.
read. Yeah, they already
Yeah.
have. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good, that's good.
I pray. It's enlightening to hear how we think.
Yeah.
I think the men will maybe understand how we women, behind our feelings,
Yes,
what our core desire really is. It's just
Yes.
that we never raise them.
yes,
But there are some underlying things that women carry,
Yeah.
hoping in marriage
they will be
they'll
fulfilled.
somehow be fulfilled.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, no, don't wait for the marriage. Discuss them now.
Yeah.
Have them have a self conversation first.
Yes.
Then have it with your partner or whoever you think should be.
Should be you'll be marrying. So I love what do you call this? This phrase. Is it like
the tagline of
the tagline?
Yeah.
Because I can't call it a motto.
No,
or
it's
a-
yeah.
you know,
Maybe it should be my motto.
you know, it's amazing. Basically, it says choosing a life partner is not only a matter of feelings, but of an empowered soul.
Yes.
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier that a lot of times when we want to get into marriage, we're told to follow our heart. You want it to be just about feelings. And sometimes a lot of people say, you know, that guy you people say is good for me, but I don't feel him.
Yeah.
And then this one you feel so much, so you want to
Yeah.
marry that one.
Yeah.
So what do you mean when you say it's not only a matter of feelings,
But of an
but of an
empowered
empowered
soul.
soul? I think feelings we all know.
Yeah.
You meet someone.
Yeah. Feelings lead you to love.
Yeah.
They lead you to the notion or the place where you connect with somebody.
Yes.
They can bring, the chemistry
Yes.
angle. They can bring the liking,
The mushiness,
the
the
mushiness.
butterflies. I mean,
the-
I
and
think we know
they
about
are-
feelings,
Oh, yeah.
especially as women.
Yeah, we live on crushes. Because when you're single, the height
And you're
of the
feeling
feelings,
hot.
you're
Thank
feeling
God,
nice.
as Africans, we don't blush.
Yeah,
Thank
thank God. I
God.
hope so. I
I'm
really.
like, how do you know? I mean, like, it's so obvious when you like somebody, you're pink. Oh my God.
Oh my God! Don't even take
that's a
me
good
there.
sign
I'm
because
terrible
the
with
guys just
crushes.
get it, right?
Yes. So the feelings are there. So they help you lead to who you're attracted to. I mean, there are points of even sieving for you who the person you're attracted to. But then you cannot leave them at feelings.
Yes.
Because the feelings are not what will grow your relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
And do they last forever?
I feel feelings grow. They morph.
They grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think love, the feelings mature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel they mature. If you're in a relationship that is progressive and a mature one, also your feelings mature.
Yeah, they go deeper.
They grow deeper.
And they basically like, is that what you're saying? You must ground your feelings.
So you must, yes. So
Okay, now I
now you
understand
come
that.
to a place where you must ground these feelings. So to ground these feelings is where one of the things I deal with, that I insist everybody should deal with, because we say in marriages, most of the time the issues are singular issues that come out in marriages.
Yes.
So your singular person
Yeah.
is what brings most of the problems in marriage, not the two of you.
Yeah.
So you're singular, the guys and the ladies.
Yeah.
So I talk about first grounding your feelings is one of the things is to unpack yourself.
Unpack yourself.
Unpack
Yeah.
yourself. Unpacking yourself. Like for example, in the book I share about a few traumas.
That's okay.
Yeah. So that made me come up with a worldview. So you unpack yourself and understand where your belief system of love is based on what?
Where did it come from?
Where did it come from?
Basically, when you say unpack yourself, what I'm hearing is know yourself.
Know yourself.
Understand yourself.
Understand yourself.
Not, do you mean your strengths and your weaknesses or both? Because I find that people are very happy and they know their strengths. I know I can do this.
Yes, yes.
I know I've been told this.
Yeah.
And they know that and they're happy.
Yes.
Are you focusing on understanding your strengths? But because you talked about trauma. Trauma is...
It's not strength. It's actually understanding where your belief system come from.
Okay.
So before you get to the strength and your weaknesses, which you come from, now when you come to self-identity, that is the next. I also talk about it, self-identity in terms of personality.
So that's not what you're talking about.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
really
unpacking
clarify.
yourself is a place where you start saying, how did I grow up?
Okay.
How did I grow up? How was my teenage years?
Yes.
How was my early 20s as before I started dating? Because I've written, first of all, let me say, kindly, this book is not for teenagers. The way I've shared, let me clarify.
Yes.
It's an
adult book.
It's an adult book
Have you
for my
read
young
it?
adult. No, my oldest 21, who's 20. I've told him he can read it.
He's allowed to
He's
read
allowed
it.
to
He's
read
right
it,
at that age
but the
when he should read
teens
it.
cannot read it.
Okay.
So I've told him, my daughter, you read it when you're later.
And it's only 1 year.
And it's not because I have gone all
I know.
expose,
Yes.
but it's also because I know teenagers might not fully grasp the content and the information. They're still growing. And some might actually think, if she survived that, hey, who am I? I can do it. So I read it for over 20s.
Okay.
Over, you're at a place where you're seriously thinking of getting married.
Yes.
As a teen, we are saying you're not getting married.
You're not.
So,
honestly,
honestly.
Even if you feel like you are, please just know that is not the
I keep telling
situation.
my daughter and my sons, I always tell them, oh, those crashes is okay. There could be another one coming soon. Like, what?
Watch this space.
I'm like, let's enjoy this one. Let's discuss this one. Well, because but then when you're over 20, 21, 23, especially in campus, because I've done some work with campusarians and my heart goes out to the confusion that is in unis and college. It's a lot. It's really a lot, and the mistake them. So there's a lot of unpacking of the mistakes maybe you made. So apart from the belief system that you could have, that you could, okay, let me share, like one of the things I've shared in the book is, if I give out the whole book, is,
that's okay.
I grew up with my parents, both parents at home and everything.
Are you the firstborn or
No, I'm a second born. I have a late brother who passed away, and then I have two younger siblings, a boy and a girl. Okay. So my dad struggled with alcohol disease. And alcoholism. So that also gave me a view of how their relationship with my mom and dad, and it also created a belief system about this love story. So over the years, I've shared some episode where at one point I was being stolen by some thugs. It's in the book.
You're stolen. You're kidnapped.
Being carried, and he decided I'm beautiful enough to his cheek, and he's going. That created another fear. So where does your belief system
Were you kidnapped?
Yeah, well, he nearly did. It took hours for someone to save me.
Oh my, I'm so sorry. That was so traumatic.
Yes.
I'm already like so
yeah. So I talk about unpacking even those maybe you could have been raped.
Yes.
Or you had sex too early. You carry the guilt of multiple partners.
You may have had an abortion.
You might have an abortion. I talk about abortion. I talk about the absence of a parent.
Yes.
Or the death, even divorce.
Yes.
Because even I'm aware as a divorced parent, I must process my children through this divorce.
That's right.
Because they also, I could share one of the things my daughter would definitely unpack. Is that one time she talks about how she looks for, when her child gets circumcised, she'll call her brothers. I'm like, but you have a husband. But her belief system is already, mothers do everything. She's like, oh yeah, I'll have a husband. But you see, because she comes from already a broken marriage. Yes. So you must, even my boys must unpack their childhood and growing up. So you need to unpack if you came from a divorce, what does that do for you? If you came from a single parenting home, whether there was divorce or not, what does that do for you? You came from a place where family, the dad and mom were lovey-dovey and your belief system is based on the fact that they were really tight, there's still a belief system there that is not bad, but then it's a belief system that if you're not aware, you'll have such expectations in your marriage with very high ones.
And that is exactly.
Yeah. So you'll be disappointed, and then you get into marriage, and then you're like, this marriage is not working for me.
Yeah.
But it's because you didn't understand where your belief system came from. So that you're able to come and say, this is actually why I believe, this is what it is, and you're able to communicate it. Yes. Because no one is perfect.
Yeah. I like what you're saying, and I must say that it is a very high level of maturity.
Yeah.
Which is good. Because, when you're getting married, I think it's good for people to know that your maturity, it needs to be a little bit more.
Yes.
Also. Yes. Because the kind of conversation you're alluding to right now, even having it with yourself, a lot of people tend to be very superficial, very shallow. You don't want to dig into those things.
Dig deep,
In fact, those things, you want to run away from them.
Yes.
You don't want even the person that you're dating with to know.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially like if, for example, you are both because already you're carrying some shame, maybe
and guilt.
Not.
Yeah.
So it's quite heavy.
Yeah. It's actually, and that's what I'm saying, teenagers cannot understand it.
Yeah, it is
but when if you're really thinking of getting married, I believe that you must have a self-evaluation about yourself. You must unpack yourself. You must. So that, as you said, in marriage, you don't bring your singular issues that you're not even conscious about into the marriage. So you're in a counselor's office, because we see it in our counseling. Yeah. And then you look at the person, you're like, actually, can we help some one-on-ones? That's why a lot of marriage couples counseling, we always end up with one-on-ones first.
I think so.
Because then we need to help you see where your worldview is based on that is affecting your marriage.
Exactly.
And this is, and I'm talking about the issues in marriage that are not, what is the word? That are not killing you.
Exactly. That are not life-threatening.
We're not talking about life-threatening.
I'm not saying
you're being choked every night.
And then you want to start remaining there.
We are not, that's not the I'm talking about the other 90% of marriage issues, the challenges that
and it's so interesting, because a lot of times when a couple is having these issues, the lady will, you're saying they're singular, which means that I, the lady, have brought them into the marriage because of my life and what I've been through, which may or may not have anything to do with me.
Yes.
But what am I saying? My husband is the problem.
Yes.
And the vice versa. The gentleman is saying, I am the problem. So you see, these are people who are not willing to look within themselves, but they're very happy to blame.
Yes. Yes.
Instead of unpacking.
Yes. Yeah. So I found that is a really big point. And because, in fact, I talk about one of the things I say, I love helping women navigate life choices. It's not about only life choices, but even circumstances that you found yourself in. Because it could be the family and it was a loving, but there were 1 or 2 issues that stuck. It could be that you are and I talk about it sometimes, and I've seen it especially with the young adults when I've done counseling. You were raised in a family where you felt the firstborn was totally loved more than you. And you've carried it. You've carried it. So you have a rejection thing with you. So every time your spouse says something, it quickly triggers. But you're not aware you have been carrying this thing, feeling, and it's against your parents, but you have transferred it
to the person, to this person,
who
has no idea,
has no clue,
and they keep wondering, you're so sensitive,
thank you,
so coming at me,
I know,
what's up, and we sit down,
come for counseling, like, this person doesn't even care for me, they don't love me. They don't love me. Yes.
This is very interesting.
One of the things
that's one of the things that we need to do. Unpacking yourself. We're just about to go to a short break, and I'm thinking, wow, we've only just tackled one thing. Like, when we come back, we need to talk quickly.
It's true.
But it's okay. The important thing is actually to be able to understand more, and to, even if it's just we don't cover the entire content, it's important that whatever we cover, the viewer is able to totally understand, you see.
And because the book is on sale.
The book is on sale. It's available.
Everybody can get it, so it's available.
So viewer, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back. So keep it here. Thank you.
Oh no! This is Art Club, which comes to you every Wednesday and Thursday as from 8:30 to 9 p.m. Never miss. Never. Oh
Elijah.
I'm a young baller. Every
Now it's time for speaking. Everyone, are you ready?
Huyu kwa mtu alikuwa anauma. Si niliwaambia.
Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me.
Kwaheri.
Everywhere, GBS.
The youth, we need to change the way we approach issues. The world out here is very harsh.
I was just waiting for things to happen in life, like finish school, then just go to career life.
Some people are depressed. You're not depressed because you have a problem. Some people are depressed because they're frustrated.
So we young people, in as much as we claim that we are denied opportunities of leadership, I think we also have to assert ourselves as leaders.
And one challenge that I keep telling the young people, it is the mindset.
Mind education is so important in many different ways.
When you go to the world, they don't ask you, are you Kikuyu or are you Luya? Hey, mimi ni Luya bwana, unajua huko Kakamega tunakulanga kuku. Now,
Welcome back, viewer. Thank you so much for joining us once more. Today we're talking about love in the month of February, and the title of the book that we're discussing today is The Heart is Not So Smart. So before you follow your heart, we're always told follow your heart. Remember that choosing a life partner is not only a matter of feelings, but of an empowered soul. Yes, your heart will guide you, but you need to empower your soul. And we've said one of the ways that you can empower your soul is by unpacking yourself. And we talked about that in the first part of the show. So tell us a little bit more about what is another aspect of an empowered soul? How does an empowered soul look like?
Yeah. So in the book we talk about how after you've unpacked, it leads to self-identity.
Yeah.
So now you discover actually, so now I know where my worldview is. So where do I want to base my worldview in?
Yeah.
So, because we have all this belief system, you have your culture, your family, the society.
Yes.
But now we are saying, for me to be an empowered soul, I also need to understand myself.
Yeah.
And then to understand my personality. Are you a flake? Are you a choleric? Or how are you wired? Basically, self-identity. And then you base your self-identity also on your values. And again, who informs your values?
Yes.
Is it God? Is it the world? Is it the culture? So in the book, being a pastor, being a Christian, I love Jesus.
Yes.
I always say,
He loves
go
you too.
back. He does. He truly does.
He loves you
He's
more.
such a gracious God. It's true, by the
Yeah.
imperfect people we are.
Yeah.
He's a good God. So I encourage and say, base it on what God says about you, so that your affirmation first comes from God.
Yes.
So from then your identity with what the Lord says about you.
Yes.
Then you ground your values.
Yeah.
And one of the struggles, like I know people struggle with sexuality.
Yeah.
So you have sex early and you decide I'm the demon of the demons.
I know.
I have wronged God. Maybe you're even a Christian girl and you've wronged God. And I've shared a bit of something for teenagers.
Yes.
What that made for me, because I was raised Christian and then this happened. So sometimes you end up making decisions. Then you decide, you know what, let me just keep going north.
Exactly.
But I'm also saying, as you take, because this book is going to make you allow you to pause
Yes.
and say, okay, who am I? So how do I ground my feelings
Yes.
in the values that I have? Is this person I have feelings for? But are our values the same?
Yes.
Do they believe in hard work? Is a relationship with God important to them? And even a relationship with God, what does that mean? Is it church on Sunday? Is it just Christmas and Easter?
Yeah.
Will I fast? And the person's like, fasting cannot happen in my home.
I want food or
by the way. So and then will I be fasting by myself and then not fasting? So I say many times, and I've said it, by God's grace, many people have found themselves in marriage. Then one spouse gets closer to God and intimate. So there's it's
A
not
shift.
an imbalance,
It's
but
a
there's a
shift,
shift.
yes.
Spirituality.
Yes.
But I'm saying if you have the chance to pause way early to get this right, so that you also end up with somebody who you're
Appreciate.
compatible with.
Yeah. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there,
But
because
then,
that's a big thing to
that's
unmask.
another thing to unpack.
Yes.
So I say, let's you understand your values. So I talk about values. I talk about the other thing I talk about is how do you ground your feeling with? Ground your feelings in community.
Yes.
Have accountability.
Yes.
If love is not an isolation. You cannot do marriage in isolation.
And I think if I'm hearing you right, you're saying this one person, don't expect everything from them. Have a relationship with your mother, who is your good friend. Have a relationship with your girlfriend, so that you're not looking for so much from one person, forgetting that this world is full. This world has 7 billion people. Of course, you've not interacted with all of them, but around your world, there are so many people.
Yeah,
you need to.
In fact, I say when you're still, let's say, on the side of singleness, you're still dating, not married, or even just not dating. So you already start some, what is it called, habits or patterns in your life that you put into marriage. You see, if you're single and you're already saying, I've identified this older woman who I admire, and I have a date with her once a month for me to have conversation about life, mentorship. So when you enter into marriage, you actually have done someone who found you going through this. So you're also encouraging, even you find your person. Then as a couple, we also find another couple. So you don't do marriage in isolation, because you guys can be thinking your views, you're killing each. Then you meet an older couple telling you, relax, people.
Come on.
Hapa tulikuwa.
We
We can come out.
Na hivi ndivyo tulitoka.
So
that you're shown how
a way out.
Yes.
And you're told it's okay.
Yeah.
We like saying, one of the things I love, one of my pastors who I really enjoy, one of the pastors in Jimuranga, we keep saying divorce is a selfish decision, because you should be able to ride. Sometimes it just means riding the season you're
riding the wave.
Yeah,
and when you're in the beach,
but then to ride it, we also know it's difficult to ride it when you're just the two of you, angry, bitter. So put yourself in spaces where you have mentorship and accountability to keep telling you, come on, keep on going, keep on going. Yeah, I really do believe marriages were created by God and families.
You didn't have that in your marriage.
No, I didn't know it was a big deal to have.
You see, I'm trying to compare the you now and the you before.
I had no clue.
Yeah, and you know what?
It was not. In fact, I had it the first time when I joined Mavuno Church, like about 13 years.
And that's the thing.
I was like, what do you mean?
A lot of what you're saying is information that people don't have. And I'm about to ask you, do you think that people know even their personality?
No.
You know, because I find that to be like such a basic thing, like just understanding yourself. Forget about even the other person. That's basically what you're saying.
Yes.
That an empowered soul knows itself.
You know yourself.
Yeah. And if you don't know yourself, you're not an empowered soul.
No.
And you're going to rely on feelings that may lead you to a place that is a bit murky or difficult.
And then also, when you don't know yourself, you end up leading yourself to someone who doesn't know themselves.
Oh yeah.
So you end up two people who are hurting and having
level.
issues. Yeah, you hook up at the same level. That's the truth. Yeah. So then now you find yourself in this marriage.
You don't know yourself, neither do I.
Neither do I. But here we are, and 5 more children along with us.
Whom we don't know.
Who we also don't.
You can imagine. This is how you get yourself into an interesting situation.
And let me just also put the caveat. I'm not saying you 100% be cured or you become a perfect person. No. What it allows you to be is intentional about you. I know my personality. In fact, some friends of mine really...
When did you know your personality?
That's the thing. I think I worked my personality out a few years back, 10, 13.
So before and after. You see, I'm trying to create a whatever here of before and after. You see? And it's so interesting that, you know, it's so interesting that you can actually go through life. You go to kindergarten, you go to campus, you go to after high school and everything, but you don't know.
But you don't
know if you're an introvert.
Yeah, you don't know
if you're an extrovert.
Yeah, and even when you're an introvert, what degree of this and that?
Yeah, you have no idea.
You have no idea.
You know a lot of math, a lot of English, a lot of whatever. It really is a basic requirement of knowing yourself, you know?
Yeah, because when you know yourself, you also say, yes, I might feel this way for this person. But will we be able to make our life together? Or are we going to kill each other? Because it's not just about feelings.
Yeah.
So when I talk to you, even, I mean, young women or just women, and we're like, it's true, you feel attracted, you like, but just don't let it lie there. Don't make decisions just based on that.
There needs to be more.
There needs to be more.
Yeah, that is a good indicator.
That's the empowering of
yeah,
this whole.
that's empowering. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Please also just let us differentiate between compatible and what is that? And complementary.
I guess, yeah. People, even I never many years back looked at it like, apart from the doing English.
Yes.
But when I look at life, there's complementary, where your strength complements my weakness.
Yes.
So, which is great for marriages.
Yeah. And a lot of times people tend to be like that, like opposites.
And actually opposite attracts. It's a true thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lord also created us to be able to, the person you get should also be empowering you, able to raise you up, and you're also doing the same for them, which means you're pouring into their weakness.
Exactly.
And they're working from their strength. They're also helping you in your weak areas.
Yes.
So there's that complementary of that. Then there's compatibility.
Yeah.
In my understanding, even in compatibility, it means, do we have the same ideologies? Do we believe in the same things?
Yeah.
Do we have we believe, let's say we can say we are compatible, we have faith.
Okay.
You and him, we grew up or brought up in Christian homes, we are of Jesus.
Yes.
So we are like, so his view or her view is Easter and Christmas.
I know. That's when you go to church.
Yeah. And he does believe. And it's true, that's his belief.
And it's okay.
And it's okay, because that's where the person is.
Yeah.
But then you are for fasting 40 days, you're for keshas, you're for retreats, you're for let's do. So, and you're saying, but you're going on the same way. And he will accommodate you when you're dating. This is the other thing.
I know, right?
You will accommodate each other when you're dating. But then and that's why I say it's for women, because I know how we think. We're always like, when we get into the marriage, I will change him. No. We have that thing.
We have that mentality. Oh, it's okay. Even if it's like this.
Thing.
Yeah, even if it's like this, it's okay. I can do this.
We can
change this man.
We can maneuver.
But
then
what a lie.
In most cases, are truly who they are.
Yeah.
In many cases.
They have been themselves.
They have been themselves. So you come here until you go, she's like, Allah, I have even been dropping you to church when you were dating.
Yeah.
Now you're married, and you were saying,
go
with
with
the car.
To come?
Why am I entering? So you bring the domain, we must do church together. Then the kids come in. You're like, you must show the children. The guy is like, it's okay, you're doing it.
Yeah, you continue.
So I'm talking about, if you don't know these things are important to you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean you don't marry them, but you need to raise them.
And
you need to have the conversation
the challenges you're going
before you enter, and then make the decision from an empowered soul, an informed soul.
Yes.
Because empowerment means information, is knowledge, which translates to wisdom, and decide, it's okay, I can handle in the marriage.
Exactly.
Nitaingia tu knowing.
So women, you enter, you actually see the person, and you're like, this guy drinks a lot, but it's okay.
Yeah.
When we maybe even met in the bar, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
No. Yeah.
But now when in your mind, you're like, it's okay. I'm the one who's going to change it.
Yes, yeah. I'm the one, this one.
And it becomes so frustrating.
I shall help.
Yeah.
This one will
That's why I came into his life.
Yeah, why not?
I am the one who he's been waiting for. Shock on you.
Shock on you.
And then when that shock comes,
story, that is so funny that you'll say that. I honestly remember my sister-in-laws, even if they're watching, they know it's the truth. My ex-sister-in-laws, they were like, oh, you really changed him since you came. He's so different when you're around. And you feel, oh, okay, I'm doing something good.
Yeah.
So I'm, it's a good relationship.
Like
encouraging
that
it.
Vibe. Yeah.
But the core person still showed up.
Yeah, the person.
And that's why I talk about, if you're down a park and have your self-identity, you will not understand your core values, your core you. What is important to you, and then there are your 5 values, and then there are many others that complement that, but there are those ones that you know for sure 10 years down the line they will keep showing up.
Yeah.
So you can stay married, but they keep showing up.
And is it okay when you're married, is it okay to ask the person to change, or is it an expectation that you're setting yourself up that shall not work?
That's a good question, and I actually think I dealt with it in the book. I think what I talk about is
like, look at you.
Yeah.
You have changed in a way, in my opinion.
Yes.
And I don't even know you very well, so I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not that you have changed.
Believe me, I have.
It's not that you have changed.
I have
like
grown.
You're a different person.
I've understood, yeah.
The amount of knowledge that you have, the amount of information that you have, even the fact that you have sat down and written a book, collected and really thought through.
Yeah.
You know, you're still you.
Yeah.
But you're a different you.
Yeah.
In a way, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think I'm giving you time to think of the answer.
What was the question again?
The question was when you're married to somebody and their core person is clashing with you.
Yeah.
Should you expect them to change, or are you now going to have to deal? Is that a right thing?
I think there's a place to seek help, because if the other person is also understanding and loves you, and also, and that's why I went back to saying some things only the Lord can handle.
Yeah.
So if the person is submitted to God,
Yes.
and they will also desire to please God, and so they can understand if what you're asking them will benefit. You see, we keep saying divorce is a selfish thing. It's because you're not willing, I'm not willing to be selfless.
Yeah.
Because the change is a selfless act.
Yeah.
It's not a, give me an example of something that you want someone to change.
It's basically, yeah, okay. I totally get
it's a selfless act. Let's say.
Give an example of you.
Yeah.
In your marriage, something that you, okay, well, I don't know whether it will be possible or not, but.
Okay. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I honestly expected would happen is that he will be a family person.
Yes.
So my ex-husband, in many ways and in words, did not see family the way I saw it.
Yes.
First of all, he thought, okay, my family visiting now and then is too much.
Yeah.
Yet
Like
their family
interfering.
were okay in the way they were raised, the way they were. It was okay for them.
Yes.
But you see, now I came with a family where all of us, you have a problem, everyone checks in.
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
if something good
You're
has
really in each other's
happened,
business
something
for
good
the good
happens,
and
you
the bad.
call, hello,
Yeah.
imagine, Eric was number one, we tell the whole family. So we came from a place where I feel I can lean on you when it's emotional stuff.
Yes.
He came from a place where he believed his family is good,
Yes.
but they don't lean on each other.
Yeah.
And that's
You
the
deal.
truth. They don't, you deal by yourself.
you deal by yourself,
You deal by yourself. In fact, one of the funny, so there was an expectation I thought, because now I'm hearing
So
he's
did you want
changed
to
a
lean
bit.
on him a lot?
Now, when I talk about unpacking, it will help people understand, because I didn't understand that I had a fear, so I'd also had a guard.
Yes.
At the core of me, I wanted to lean on him, but I was
Yes.
fearful of that kind of love because of the heart that I'd seen
Okay.
it can bring. But then I entered into it, the kids came along.
Yeah.
And I realized I actually need you to be in this marriage, even I need to lean on you.
Yes.
But he was like, you're asking me for things I don't know what you're asking for.
Yeah.
So you find like, I mean, I would like to say he was also on an extreme.
Yeah.
But I've also found other couples going through it where, I mean, I expected him to, my family has an event or something. It may sound small, but it grew to the point where my child, our child is unwell, and it's my responsibility and not his responsibility.
Always. So you find like, you start feeling like you're a single parent.
In fact, you're
Who is
a
married.
single parent who's married.
Yeah, married single.
And many
we have a term for
oh
that,
yeah,
married single.
it's married single.
Yes, married single.
Yeah. So yes, so there are things you enter thinking they will change, but the person didn't lie.
Yeah.
The person didn't lie. They were who they were.
They were who they were. And you know,
but then
sometimes
if
small
he
things-
was willing to be selfless, he'd actually say, actually it's true.
Let me start-
that
let me-
belief system was not in me.
Yes.
But for the sake of our family, and let's create a new foundation for us, our family. So this is what works for you. He's like, so okay, I can meet you halfway. Or I can come in and say, this is important because it's important to you.
That's what being selfless is.
That's what being
It is
selfless
putting
is.
down your
That's what
belief.
Jesus did. That's what God
course.
did.
That's
Yeah.
what he did, yeah.
So it's actually putting down your own
Desires
and
wants.
Even your own. There is constantly the big thing. Once you learn your personality, oh my God, people use it against each other in marriage. But this is how I am.
Yeah, I know.
And this is how I am.
And isn't it okay?
Yeah,
Is it
I'm not. Is this how I am? I don't.
I cannot change.
I cannot change. But that's not the truth. The truth is you can choose. You can be conscious about it. You can be intentional about it. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I get what you mean. That I now get what you mean when you say that that divorce is selfish.
Yeah,
it's because
it
it's
is.
not selfless.
It's not selfless.
Yeah, it is therefore selfish. Yeah.
And it's true. And as
Yeah.
I said before, there are cases
There
where
are certain. Yeah, you do want to put that caveat.
I do,
Yeah, you
because
do.
I don't want
Yeah.
someone to be thoped. I was
know,
beaten. When I entered statistics of, I really thought, how did I end up being beaten for 3 weeks, eaten with a castro? I'm like, who gets here?
I know.
Oh, person, I think I'm all that, all them. They did everything well.
You're like
so I'm also
me,
saying,
I'm
not.
You
Yeah, I also. I mean, they're
position.
different. Even just it's not something you thought it would happen. So I don't want to say you stay there being killed because you're being selfless.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying.
Yes. And I hope that the viewer gets
and
that.
And abuse is
you know?
not about just physical.
Yes.
There's also emotional.
Yes.
All I'm saying, seek help.
Seek help.
Yeah.
Seek help. Know
seek
yourself.
help. Yeah.
So that even if it goes that way, at least you're also very clear about a boundary that kept being crossed. Because one of the things that we talked about is boundaries.
I talk about boundaries.
Yeah.
When you understand yourself and you have values, you end up with boundaries.
Yeah.
Which also empower yourself, inspire your soul. Your soul being your emotions, your mind, physically.
Yes.
Because when you're empowered, so means even physically, you know where to put yourself into.
Exactly.
You've already made a decision as a young girl. Sex will not happen before marriage. So if you really take that as one of your core, you will not also entertain someone you have feelings for, but is pushing you
all the time.
Pushing you. You'll actually say, by the way, we are not on the same place.
On this issue,
we are complementary because but compatibility,
no,
we are not.
Exactly.
So
and you know what? It could be other things. It could be
any other
it could
thing.
be any other thing. But you've set a boundary because you know yourself. You know what you've been through, how you've been raised, etc. And then this person is keeping on pushing. So you just say,
and
you're going to come up to here.
And many of the things lie between religion, faith, manenos, family, manenos, finances.
The big one.
Those normally they circle around there.
Yeah, they do.
To find your real. And you know, when you talk about finances, not whether you have more or less, is do you believe in working hard? Do you save? Are you a spendthrift? Do you believe in sharing with family? Are you a giver? Are you
is it
generous?
Mine or ours?
Is it yours or
But those are things that are, you know, if you, they're the big. Those are the big things.
If you come in 5th year after one child is when you're trying to have those conversations, that's how you ended up saying this marriage is not working. And I'm always like, imagine your marriage can work. Just take a step back, seek help someone, go to a counselor, or if you have a couple, as I said, let them help you understand. It's actually not that you don't love each other. You just need to come into agreement on a few things. But many of us rush and say, oh, the marriage is not working.
Yeah, the marriage is not working. And, you know, it's very interesting because, you know, you get to know all these things. It's like basically what you're saying. The things that you are going to know in marriage, know them before.
Yes.
And then decide whether you're still going to marry or not.
Have a knowledge. Have an informed view.
Yes.
Have an idea of what you'd like. Just don't just fall into it.
Don't fall in love.
Just don't love and go into it. And even when you're married, I do believe where two people want to make it work, they can come back and reevaluate. There's no place you can't start again.
Yes.
I mean, I honestly believe, especially lives submitted to God. Second chances are God's thing. It's his core business.
That's his core business.
Like, born again, that's what it means to be born again. It just gives you another chance to say, okay, fine, you did A, B, and C. Fine, you got married at this way. How can we make this work for you?
Another thing you wanted to talk about a little, but we didn't quite get to it, is sexuality. What do you have to say about that? How, you know, what should you consider before you get married?
Especially, I actually talk about it in the book, mostly because apart from my own experience, I've also seen it a lot in young women and even men. But I also believe, especially for women, because I can only talk as a woman, since I don't know how men are really wired. But we confuse, when you have sex pretty early, before you're married, even before you're married, it's very easy for that lust, for you to translate it into love. Because you have sexual desires. I even tell my children now, as young as they are, we have some serious, I tell them you will desire someone sexually. I even tell them, if by now you have not, my children, please, don't lie to me. You saw someone and some things you need. Your body parts moved. So like, that can actually make you think you're falling in love. And this is love, but it's really lust. So you grounded your feelings in lust. You grounded your relationship in lust. So I personally am of the view that let's give love and relationship to grow and friendship to grow before you crowd it with sexual with sexuality. So I am a firm believer in sex before, after marriage.
Sex after marriage.
Not because it's you'll be killed or
because you want to ground your relationship,
but you really must other things like
that
friendship
are more lasting.
They're more lasting.
I get you.
You have had, because you will not be crowded.
Yeah.
Many girls, when they end up having sex, let me talk for girls, before you actually decide this is it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it feels good. It was created by God. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So then you decide to make it a real relationship. The other day I was in a meeting and there was a guy who said how I can't remember the whole story, but the point was how he ended up getting married. How the chick came, they slept together 1-2 times. She started staying. That's how he's married.
That's how, because
he has no idea how he got married. He doesn't know how it's a true story. So the guy says, and that tells me a lot about how sometimes men think, because they think that you guys had a nice time out, you came home, and so there has never been conversation where we are going. You could have even been doing this for a year.
I know.
But they have never, but you, because you're slept with the person, you feel it's a confirmed relationship.
Yeah. And it was good. You slept and it was good.
It was good. But then the guy was like, no, Nini. So I'm like,
so now how the other things start coming up, you know?
So when you ask him, and in fact later I thought about it, that's a guy prone to affairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's not seen the relationship as fully married. He just knows this is where we ended up.
Yeah.
So and he says she came, she moved in.
Yeah.
Siku moja, siku mbili. But the chick is happy. Because especially when they slept together after a while, to her it was confirming this relationship is really deep. We are here. But if you have not empowered you, so you have not grounded your feelings, most of us, many people will end up there.
Let me ask you something which is very interesting. If you unpack yourself, are you just going to unpack yourself, or are you saying unpack yourself in front of the person, like share with the person? Because
you see,
isn't there a genuine fear that if I tell you about especially those things which I'm not so maybe pleased with or whatever about my family, that you leave?
Well, if they leave, that's good.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, but
you see, you're not unpacking yourself to, it's for you to even understand yourself. And even to have more self-esteem, to reach to a place where you feel of value.
Yeah.
So you value yourself.
Yeah.
You've seen yourself, despite all these things I come with, I'm still a person of value. So that is what it does for you.
Yeah.
So you expect to be treated well because this is where I was, but this is who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying these things that I have, my belief system will not occasionally show up.
Yeah.
But it's good to tell us, this is my belief, this is where I'm from, but this is where I am. But occasionally they'll come up.
And even
they do,
understand.
The person will understand. So because you're saying you're in a journey together, and you're saying, you know, I love what, you know, it said that marriage is not meant to make you happy, it's meant to make you holy. Because you will seek the Lord. For mostly we seek the Lord for your spouse. You do. But in Mavuno we like saying pray for yourself, pray for the other person as you work on you. Okay. So don't be telling the person do this. You have already communicated.
Yes.
In love, in respectfully. Then trust God.
Yeah, trust God. And the good thing is that God works. God
He
changes
does.
people.
He
So
does.
tell me, are you going to write another book, or were you traumatized by writing this one and you're like author of one, full stop?
In fact, I kept wondering which situation.
As we wrap up.
Yeah. I am writing another one.
Already?
I know.
Look at
When
you.
the Lord says, I guess, and I'm hoping but people need to buy this one so they will understand the next one. Well, it will still be different, but it's not really because it's more about when you're separated and divorced. So I write more of the experience of what my marriage was like that, and what the separation and divorce, and the lessons I've learned being on this side as a single woman, wanting to dating or whatever.
Yeah, how it is
and
on the
and
inside, you know?
even the feelings that you have, and what does God say? What did God tell me about being separated and divorced? Because also the Christian...
I know. Let's not even go there. Because
so it brings other things.
It does.
So I'll write about what I feel the Lord has said. I do know divorce is not... God does not like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hurt.
Not that he does not like it.
He actually hates it
Yeah,
because it brings, and more so it's not the person he hates, it's more the
pain.
the
pain that comes from it.
Oh, the pain.
Because,
the
and
pain.
it's okay, because what God is about reconciliation, more
Yes,
than anything. He's
yeah.
reconciled us to himself.
Yeah.
So he could have easily even divorced us from him,
Yeah.
because, and he has a legit reason to sin.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I've
yeah.
seen the pain
Yeah.
in my life and many other people. And that's why I write this book.
Yeah.
That's why when God said write, I obey.
Yeah.
But more so because if it can help just a bit of another relationship not ending up here, or another lady ending up in a marriage which leads to divorce, or another family, I didn't want this on anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for sharing. Where can we get this book?
Yes, the book is available at African Book Hub.
African Book Hub.
African Book Hub. It's at Barclays Plaza.
Yes, I
off
know
Loiter
it.
Street. You know it?
Yes. There's another one on Kiambu Road, no?
Yes, and then on Kiambu Road.
Yes, I know
I was
it.
trying to. Yes, it's also available there. But they can also call me on 07. Can I give my number?
Yes, please.
0700 21 30 30.
Please repeat.
0700 21 30 30.
It's a nice and easy number.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
but in
please-
town it's very easy to get it at African Book Hub.
Yeah. And if they call you, of course, you'll be able to deliver.
Yes, I do delivery also. Yeah.
So, this is a very good book. It's a good,
Thank
it's
you,
and it's a
Anna.
book
Thank
that is,
God.
it's a family book in a way, because if you're a mom, you
Yeah.
can buy it for your child.
Yes.
As you see
Actually,
them
let me
approaching
say
there,
that's the
yes.
point. There's some parents who actually are telling me they have bought, as much as I was saying, it's for single women when you're 20s, 30s. They have bought and said, I'm keeping it for my daughter.
Yes.
And they're actually, even it allows you as a parent to know how to start having
These
these conversations
conversations.
as they're teenagers.
Yes.
Before they get there.
Exactly.
Yeah. That actually wasn't my need, but it has come out that way too.
Exactly.
Yes,
It's actually very rich, and you can use it this way. Don't think. I'm already married. Let me not read it.
Actually, yeah.
Think you're a mentor. There's somebody you're mentoring.
Yeah.
And they want to
Actually,
marry.
mentorship have bought. I know
Yes.
someone wanted, she's mentoring some young women. So
Yes.
they have all got it. So they're going through it.
Yeah.
And then I will attend one session.
A book club or
Yeah,
something,
like a book
sort of,
club.
yeah.
So I'm also open to that. because,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd like you to give a parting shot before we wrap up the show. Keep it brief.
Yeah.
So tell the viewers something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is true. The heart is not so smart, because we cannot base our feelings, marriage only on feelings. And my prayer is that this book allows you to understand yourself more, create boundaries for yourself, love yourself, have a relationship also with God, the author of love and the author of marriage, to allow you to get a thriving marriage. I really don't, my desire is to help families not just to survive, but to thrive, couples to thrive and to enjoy being married.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Anne,
Thank
for
you so
having
much
me.
for giving us yourself, that part of yourself,
Yeah.
for being so vulnerable.
It is true.
But you know what? Vulnerability is amazing connector. You know,
Yeah.
and it helps other people be able to open up.
I thank God.
Yeah.
I
So
thank
please
God.
go out there and buy the book.
Yes, please.
And get it, call, so that you can be able to, learn from it or help another person learn from it.
That's true.
Yeah. Please remember that if you have questions, send them to us. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. And thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next time. So until then, it's bye for now.